Excellent, excellent. Welcome, welcome. What's up, guys? Glad to see the six of you here. 3 likes already. That's like three more than I had before I started the live. Anyway, things have been crazy in my life. I had the yard sale video you guys saw. It went pretty well. It was it was pretty ridiculous to edit. Some people gave me a hard time. I mean, they were ruthless negotiators, you know. That one lady, she wanted to that scarf was $1. I didn't make it clear in the video. It was $1 for that scarf, and she wanted to pay 50 cents. I said, fine, you can pay 50 cents, but you gotta buy two or you're not getting the deal. And she was like all crazy about it. Anyway, we're gonna ship some items today. I didn't even put a number of how much sold because I have not been on my eBay game lately. And I have a plan to fix that, which I'll talk about later during this live. But right now, we're gonna just get straight into it. Okay, let's crack open the monster. As you guys know, I drink a lot of energy drinks, at least one a day to kind of get you going, you know. I got my brother coming in town. My brother, he's actually captain in the Air Force, and he's coming in town to visit with his family. He's got 3 kids under 7. So with the addition of Seth at 4.5 months, he's about to be 5 months. It's going to be a wild couple a week for sure. So what I had to do was I had to source, and I'll show you here. You're going to see the light stand, I think. All those bags right there are that's all the sourcing that I did because I'm not going to be able to do my Dallas trip whenever my brother's in town next week, right? So instead of doing that, I had to like source a lot heavier, and I just didn't get as much listed because I'm also building another business aside from eBay and YouTube. Because I think YouTube will be like an okay business, but I mean, I honestly thought that yard sale video would go viral, and it totally, it did like below average or average, I guess. But anyway, so I got a couple like what they call it, a couple irons in the fire. I guess that's a blacksmith term for like, you know, he's got to keep track of a bunch of them. And anyway, eBay dropped off a little bit, but I'm going to hire an employee. She's coming in next week to work. So I don't know if she'll want to be on camera. I'm not going to show her unless, like, you know, I think she's going to be like a good sport about it. But yeah, she's coming in. So it's going to be a lot of help. And then I can develop my other business that I'm working on. And yeah, you guys will be, you know, I'll tell you how it goes. I don't know how I'm going to pay her just yet. I mean, I think I'm going to pay her hourly, but we haven't even talked about pay, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. First up, we have that's not the first item. 9,004. Okay, it's a pair of Abercrombie and Fitch. These are just chino shorts, and I've talked about the chino shorts before for this brand. They don't do as well as the cargos, and you want to look for like camouflage cargo or anything that's like military fatigue style cargo. Those are going to do better. These sold on my 40% off sale, which, speaking of sales, I don't know if you guys are running your promotional like markdown sales at the beginning of the month like I do, but it took me 10 minutes to run 3 promotional markdown sales, and I probably need to make a video on how to do it, but it's super easy once I figured out you could sort by price. I thought you couldn't sort by price because I just didn't look, and I had to uncheck each thing that was like a value that I didn't want to discount. You can sort 0 to like $20 or 0 to $30. And then you can just knock that off, 40% off. Or I do 75, 60, and 40 is what I'm trying this month. And I forgot to do it on the first, so I'm doing it today. But anyway, these went on the 40% off sale from last month, and it sold for $7.79 plus $8.99 shipping. So you're talking like $16-ish, $16.50. So you know that's if you're buying stuff at like $2 to $4, that's really okay. It's just not great. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what this business is for me. It's okay, but not great. That's why I'm trying to work on another business. Let's see. Jack's in there saying he wants lunch. I did not bring any lunch for you. I had leftover Chipotle for lunch, though, if you were wondering. Alex Trevino, what's up, man? How's it going? Bertie M says LFG. I don't know what LFG stands for. And then they said lots of businesses. Yes, I never subscribe to like have 10 streams of income, but I don't see eBay as being like the top earning income that I once thought it would be because you have to grow it so big. And yeah, I'm going to hire somebody, but it's like, it's still going to be out of this house. I don't think I'm going to do the storefront idea like I thought. I don't think my town is strong enough with money to support it. I do think it would work, but I think it'd be way too much work to make it work. So I have like easier ways to make money that I found out about, and I'm gonna pursue some of those. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing all right out there. I hope everyone had like a good yard sale weekend because it seems like April 1st, that was this weekend, right? Um, the garage sales were just out of control, you know? The garage sales were like, there was a citywide sale that I'm going to do a video about, but the problem is, like, I start the camera right when I get out of the car. So, like, you'll see, like, the door shut or you'll hear the door shut, and then I start filming. I did probably 25 of those, and I think I bought stuff from, like, 6 garage sales. And it wasn't like some of it was just, like, 1 or 3 items. One place I got, like, 20 items for really cheap. Is like $1 a piece, and the guy had, like, he had good style. So they were, like agave, Patagonia, like, button up, just, like, good stuff, and that was the best one. And then I got this awesome leather jacket. If you guys check out my Instagram, I think the video's still up from yesterday, but it was like I paid $3 for this just like crazy leather jacket. It had the lapels, it had like the like leather lace type stuff where it kind of like cinches on the sides. It had this belt that was attached to it. It was crazy. But for $3, it's like an $80 to $100 jacket. It was made in Pakistan. I don't know if they do well with leather goods, but it's a nice quality jacket. But it fit me, so I kind of rocked it for the rest of the garage sale, or at least for some of it. But so anyway, I'm gonna put that video out, and then I'm gonna do an edited what sold video. So what I've been doing is throughout the week, which I only did a couple days, but any sale that was like, like a $15+ sale shipped, so like $25 sale or more, then I would record it and talk about why I bought it rather than talk about like the low end items that I've been talking about, because a lot of people don't really want to know about that stuff. They just want to know about like the good stuff. So I'm going to have the edited produced what sold video. And then I'm also going to do the garage sale video. The garage sale video just might be kind of short, but I did find a lot of stuff for my son. So I'm pretty excited to share some of that stuff. Like, that'd be cool. And yeah, it was pretty good. But the thing about going to garage sales is like, you have to drive around a lot just to find like a few sales, that will hit, but you have to go to so many of them. And I don't know. I withdrew like $400, and I wish I could have spent $400. Like, I did not spend $400. Like, there just wasn't enough stuff out there, like the product wasn't there. The prices were good though. They were like $1 for each item, $2 at the most. Kraken said things have been slow. Are you talking about sales? My sales have been slow, but I'm not listing as much because I had to source so much because my brother's coming in town with his family, and I'm going to take like a little bit of some time, just to hang out with them. But somebody's going to start working, man. So my plan to have them start working is, you guys can see that back there. That's like the little cheat sheet on what the photos need to be. I'm going to have her do all the same item. So it'll be like all short sleeve polos. And she's going to work a 4-hour shift. I think she said she can work up to 12 hours a week. She's working part-time right now. And I was in a store and I started talking to her and I was like, yeah, I hadn't seen you around. And she kind of gave me the rundown of like how she's moved to this part of the store. And I was like, well, do you want to work part-time for me taking photos? So I thought about her just taking photos, but I'm actually going to try to like tell her I want her to build the listings as well. Because if you can have her complete listings, you don't have to worry about having to like knock out a bunch of listings, even though you have the photos, which that would save a lot of time. Because you guys know from my videos that my listing process just doesn't take very long. This is a pair of Polo Ralph Lauren. It's beige cargo shorts. It went for $8 plus $8.99, so like $17. They're not great, but I went real heavy in them. They were like $2.50 at my $2, and I bought like I think 9 of them one day for $2 a piece, and their size like 38. So some of them sold for $30. This one sold for $17. I'm not a stickler for trying to get all the money on stuff like that because I'm gonna come across those again. If it was like a camouflage Ralph Lauren cargo short, I would definitely like hold on to that value because those are more rare. But yeah, did you guys like the garage sale video that I had? Did you guys watch it? Not a lot of people watched it. I mean, a good amount, And I say that like, there's a time I put a video out and got like 40 views, and now I get like 1,500 views, and I feel like it's not enough because I thought it was gonna be like a 10,000 view video, and It was not a 10,000 view video. It could pick up. Who knows? I mean, I thought the thumbnail was good. I thought the intro was good. I thought a lot of things about it were good. It was like an hour and 45 minutes of footage, and I chopped it all the way down to like 9 or 10 minutes, which I wonder if the cuts were too fast. But I feel like it's such a boring thing to watch people pick through like clothes on tables. Like, I don't know. I just tried to pick out like the organic, authentic moments where I made people laugh or like they tried to lowball me. So I thought it was pretty good. And that's the thing too. Like you kind of got to like what you're doing, right? I mean, there's one thing to be said about like trying to make the video snappy pop-ups, catch the attention, make everybody like almost drawn in. Like the Mr. Beast videos are so addicting to watch because it's just so much happening at once, and that's why like you start it, and next thing you know the video's over and you watch the whole thing. They've got it figured out, and I'm not, I don't have the time or the resources or like the passion to really make like, I don't want to make the video so much so that people are just like addicted to watching it, but more so like I enjoyed making it, and I'll be able to look back at that and laugh really hard. Like my wife and mother-in-law, I showed them the video yesterday, and they just like had like some legit belly laughs, and I thought that was cool, man. That was just a Ralph Lauren. It was like, I don't know, $14 shipped. This is a John Varvatos white shirt. John Varvatos, I mean, they do good in like their Henleys and stuff, but some of their polos don't do as well. This one's right at like 14 shipped as well. So a lot of these hit my sale, and that's how the beginning of this this bin is. So like I pull the items. The items at the bottom are the first items I pull, and that's like the most recent sales, and those are going to be higher dollar and better items to look for. This stuff has been sitting for like 6 months to 8 months, and that's why it hit like my sale, and then people end up picking up for really cheap. But that's okay because it still makes some money. Jerry said no low ball on Sean. Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't. Okay, I've definitely lowballed some people at yard sales in the past. Now I kind of know what I'm going to make on the item when I buy it, so I'm not like, it's not like tooth and nail. If somebody says $5, I'm not going to be like, what about $1? I'll try to bundle up some stuff. I watched the American Pickers. I've rewatched that series like multiple times, and Frank, the short chubby one, he's the bundler. So I'm always like, let's do a little bundle deal here, and it works. I mean, that's what I'd rather do. That I'd rather give them more money and buy more stuff than to like, if they want $5 for, I got some area slip-on shoes, women's, for my friend to sell, and she wanted 5. So it's like, I'm not going to say, would you take 3 or 2? I mean, come on. It's like, you're already beating her down enough. They're like $55 used slip-ons, Beatrice says, hi. I thought it was funny when you told the guy to move because there was a car behind him. Okay, so the thing about that is, in the video, you can't really tell, but that is a friend of mine in town. He's a reseller as well, and he's the one that gave me the Red Bulls as payment for the clothes that he grabbed. But he was blocking somebody, so I was like, dude, you need to move. But then when he said, do you have any video games? He was trolling me because when I made the post, I got like 15 people messaging me about video games, like right when I posted about the yard sale. So when he said that, I was kind of like trying to think on the fly and stuttering a bit. And I was like, just like, we're going to refuse service to some people because, I mean, that's the worst, right? Like people just come up, and especially if they don't get out of their car and they're just yelling at you, it's just the most obnoxious thing. So it really worked well with the video. I thought it was great. So yeah. Thomas Taylor, like the last name, man. Where do you pick up your solid poly bags? Are they the 10 by 13? So I'm an Amazon associate and influencer, and they're linked in my video. So I make commission on them. You can click the link and you'll find them there. Buy them up, and I get a little kickback. So appreciate that. But yeah, the solid ones you want to go with. And I mentioned that in a video where like, whether you have an expensive item or a cheap item, it all looks the same. So like, imagine if you go to the post office where everyone has the same poly bags, but then the one item that's like $100, you pack like in this masterful box. Well, guess what? The post office people, the ones touching it, they're going to be like, wow, this box probably has something expensive in it. So like, it's best to kind of just, what is it called? Hide in plain sight. That's, like the Jason Bourne type stuff. Just kind of go with the flow. No one's going to question that this is like, unless you want to put it in a box, but it's a shirt, man, it's a shirt. Like I shipped a $100 Gucci shirt in those bags, and then I've shipped that I have on my Instagram. If you go to it, I found a Kurt Cobain vintage shirt that sold for 200, and I shipped it in a poly bag. I didn't put it in a box or anything like that. It's just a shirt, man. But yeah, you definitely want to get them blacked out so that like, white it out so people can't see it. Uh-oh. Karen Haley coming in strong saying mailers need to be cute. Now she's probably talking about the very pretty ones with like, it's got like some clouds or some pink and blues on it, and then they put their little their sticker and their love note about how thank you so much for supporting my small business. Now that's cool. I do think that works, but I think you would have to do that with another motive in mind, like maybe promote your YouTube channel. I mean, not just promote your store, but maybe like send some type of link to something else or get them on like a mailing list. Like, I don't know if you should just do all that work unless you're selling like, $40-$50 items and that's your jam. So I got to open this one up. I didn't weigh it before, so kind of wasted a bag. This one was 8 ounces, 8.1 ounces. So if I take this clear bag out, it'll be under 8 ounces. I can reuse this one, and I can just put this in the poly bag, the mailer, without the clear in it, and it'll be under my 8 ounce rate. So I can save like $1 doing that. Although I just burnt like 5 cents on the poly bag or however much they cost. Sometimes I put like a little, sometimes I'll put like a little slit under here and I'll take the item out. Say like I mislabeled it or something like that. It happens very rarely. And then I just retape this with eBay tape and you can't tell the difference other than the eBay tape, obviously. So yeah, this was just a Lucky Brand long sleeve button shirt. I wouldn't suggest picking up Lucky Brand long sleeve button shirts. This didn't sell for much money, but it did sell for like, $13. Jerry said, yeah, your yard sale video was fun. Thank you, Jerry. I had a blast. I mean, I've watched it like a couple times, and I think it's great. I had a really good time making it. Those people were so fun. Like nobody was mad at me, but like I kept pushing for people to do that bundle deal where they grab all the items for $10, and nobody was going for it. Nobody wanted to do it. And then that one guy that did it at the end, his wife's mother actually has a 40+ year business about buying and selling men's and women's clothes in my town. So like it's I need to go to that place and like talk to her and pick her brain a little bit, because maybe I know she consigns men's clothes, but I wonder if I can buy out clothes. My big plan right now is to pass out business cards and have these people that consign women's clothes send the customers that want to sell men's clothes to me so that I can buy them without having to like have a store to do that. I thought I needed to have like a storefront, but I think I'm going to get some leads. I haven't got any yet. I've put 3 out. I've talked to 3 businesses. The problem is those conversations take like 30 minutes to an hour because I'm a talker. So like I'm showing them the channel and I'm trying to be as friendly and like as professional as possible so that they know I'm the real deal and that I can pay these people out if they send them my way. So let's see. PK Zinc. Hey, Sean, was going to watch your recent shipping video, but this came up first in my feed. I'm using your method of sealing the flat rate priority envelopes or priority mailers. Excuse me. And use it now. It's simple and works better. Tear the first half. Tear one half first. Yeah, I mean, I've done them so many times, but it's as long as you can like tuck in. He's talking about the flat rate envelopes for like jeans and stuff like that. I used to ship a lot of shoes in this or the legal ones whenever I did shoes, but I got away from selling shoes. So this is exactly the prime thing. This is a Ralph Lauren in yellow. Yellow is not the greatest color for men. It sold for $175 plus $8.99. So like $10 shipped, meaning I'm breaking even. So like if you take all of the items that you shouldn't have bought, like this one, which, it's the soft one too. It's not like the crappier Ralph Lauren's. I paid a couple bucks for it and I'm going to make that money back. But if you have the yard sale, then like you get the cash, right? And you have to deal with all the shipping and all that stuff. That's why I took down 100 items for my store. And out of those 100, I probably sold 75 at like $3 to like $2.75 a piece. I sold 75 of those. And then the stuff on the table that was for $1 from this is my recent yard sale video. I got those items for like 25 cents a piece. And some were damaged, some were I don't know. They weren't items that could sell on eBay. But I say 25 a piece, but out of that big bundle that I got, 20 of those items I put on eBay. So that profit's going to pay for all that stuff. So all that was pretty much pure profit. And then I just donated the rest to Goodwill. It's like 7 garbage bags of just like garbage clothes. But, maybe it'll warm somebody in the winter. Okay, got that going. Whew. Yeah, I wonder, are you guys going to garage sales? Are you guys big garage sellers? Bernie said, how many items did you guys have in inventory before you started getting regular daily sales? That's a tough one because when I started eBay, I did a lot of electronics. I did anything, but I would always look at like what had good sell through, and I knew that from the beginning. I kind of picked that up, and then you heard more people talk about sell through rate. So like some categories sell so much faster. Like, if I came across a video game haul, like that stuff would sell instantly. So is that really daily sales, or is it just like you had good stuff to sell? Like another good example, my dad has this is totally off topic, but it involves selling. My dad has like a weight setup, right? It's like a bench you would get from an academy or something, and he's got the bar, and he has like the 45s, the 35s, 25s, all that. And he wanted it sold like today. And I was like, well, are you worried about getting all the money for it? And he's like, no, I just need it gone. So I put it on Facebook and I said $100 for like the weight bench, the plates, the bar. And I got like 3 people within 5 minutes that wanted to buy it. So I just sold it to the first person that pretty much messaged me. And yeah, so like when you undersell stuff that has value, you can sell it in one day is what I'm trying to say. So like you can get daily sales if you sell like Ralph Lauren's for a $10 shipped. You can get daily sales. The thing is like you have to make the profit, but that's all it is. You have to find profitable items and sell it for under market to get quick sales. That's what I do. And yeah, these sales right here, like $11, $12 shipped, I wouldn't recommend trying to build your business off of this stuff. But when you have a lot of items, like these types of sales help because somebody might buy 10 of those, and it's almost like 2 decent sales. I may profit $20 on 10 sale items, but I'm not losing money on those. And then I'm gaining a customer who may come back and do it again. So it's kind of tough. Like if you have a 0 item store and you're like, when will I get daily sales? It depends on what you're buying, man. Like, and how low you're willing to sell them for to make the sale. Because you price it too high and it may never sell. It may just sit there for eternity until eBay like ghosts you, stops giving you traffic. Thomas Taylor, how do you weigh your items before you post them? Correct. Oh, you do weigh your items before you post them, correct? No, I don't weigh the items before. The only time I weigh them is before I buy the label. So whenever it says like put the weight in there, I used to do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 because you could do 1 tab, 1 tab, 1 tab, 1 tab, and it would just like fill out all ones. Now, if you're shipping, and I have flat rate shipping, and that's why you can kind of get away with that. If you have like calculated shipping and you put 1 ounce, yeah, you're gonna have some issues there. You just want to, it depends how you have it set up, right? But I was under the impression when I'm doing the listing, as little clicks as possible, as easy as possible, like as little hand movements on the keyboard, because that's how you really get the speed going. So like when I train my employee that I'm hiring, she's starting Tuesday at 1:30. I'm going to show her how to do the photos. I'm going to show her how to do one, watch her do one, show her how to do another one. Let her do some photos, probably watch her for like 5 sets, and then just let her go. And then at the 2-hour mark, because she's working a 4-hour shift, I'm going to have her come to the computer. I'm going to show her the process of this. And what that does is it creates like a mini break. 4 hours, like nonstop work is kind of tough for some people. But if you have like that mini break where it's like, okay, you can take a drink, get some water or whatever, then I'm going to show her how to list. And when I show her how to list, I'm going to be like, hey, these are the clicks you need to do. I don't need you doing like anything different than what I show you, because this is the fastest way that I've been able to figure out. So yeah, when it comes to like, do you weigh it before? No, I don't weigh the items before. Oh, PK Zink, you guys need to watch that video, man. The yard sale video, I spent like 6 hours editing it, and it's made me like $10. So go watch it so I can make a little bit more money. Um, yeah, it's fun, man. I wanted to make it short because it was going to be like 30 minutes long, but it just seemed like people would click off. But it's weird. Like, no matter how long the video is or how short the video is, people only watch like a certain percentage of it, like the averages. Um, so it's a little disheartening that people aren't watching to the end. That's why you see some people say, like, say this word in the comments if you made it to the end, because they want to see like how many of their followers are like legit people that like to watch the whole video, which I don't watch the whole videos on people's channels. Usually when I'm doing photos I do, though. I'll play the whole video if I'm watching photos. And then when it comes to skip, I'll just find another video or play, like, just click another video. But no, that's good. It's good. I'm gonna do I may do the garage sale video next, and then I'm gonna do the what sold video, and then, like I said, my brother's gonna be in town, and then I may do a video talking about my employee if she works out. She may not be into the job, so we'll see. I hope she is, because I mean, that little amount of help, like, because I think she said she could do 12 hours a week. Like, if I got 12 hours a week, then that's 12 more hours I can work on YouTube. It's 12 more hours I can, like, a source. I mean, I don't know if I would leave her here by herself to work, but like eventually maybe, and then I could, I'll probably go up to Oklahoma and do sourcing there. So I'll have like a Dallas, like Dallas has so many thrift stores. I have a couple routes that I like to do. And then Oklahoma, I don't go there as much, but it is nice to go there because there's some areas of Oklahoma where the pricing is really good, but the stuff is not as mainstream. Like, it's a little bit older stuff. It's not as high end, I guess. But you can still make a lot of money. Like, that's where I found that flight jacket, the military flight jacket, because there was a lot of bases in Oklahoma. So yeah, I mean, I think what it'll end up being is I'll have one sourcing day like I do in Dallas, that you've seen the videos on, and that's like an all day affair, which sucks because I got to miss out on my family on those days. But they're so profitable, it's hard to not do that. I mean, that's like the lifeblood of the business. But then I can do like maybe like a 6 or 8 hour sourcing day in Oklahoma and come back before my wife gets back home, and then possibly have my employee working that day. Like, if she ends up being like a long-term employee, like on payroll, like I think I'll just pay her cash for the first few days, and then I'll say, do you want like taxes taken out, and actually put her on payroll. That's probably how I'm going to do it. And I like to do it where it's like you have like a trial period where you pay a little bit of money, and then if they are going to stick with you, then you give them like a raise, and then say, okay, well, you got taxes taken out, but you got the raise, so you're making a little more than you started making. And then if they work for like a year, give them like another raise, or 6 months. Just depends how much money they're producing. Because if they're working for you and you're paying them by the hour and they're not getting enough items up, or you're not sourcing enough. So the other thing is, if you stop sourcing, if you don't source more and you're trying to pay this person out, then you better be making money with the hours that you're gaining back. If you're not making more money, then you're just kind of like, you're living an easier life, and they're doing more work, but you're paying them for that service. So it's like, you've got to find a way to either increase your business or make money with another business. So I'm going to do a little bit of both. Let's see. Karen Haley, recently found you. Well, welcome. Glad you found me. Really enjoyed the videos. Have you made a video about how you got started? I'm just getting started and dreaming of being full-time one day. I had that same dream and it came true. You can look back at my older videos. They're pretty cringe. The thumbnails are mostly bad. Everything about them is bad, but I did not have the iMac that I'm using now for video editing. I had this ThinkPad over here, and it wasn't powerful enough to make good videos, and I didn't understand. I thought I had to have a GoPro. I didn't buy an iPhone then, so now I have the iPhone 14, just a little flex right there, Pro. And yeah, if you want to look back, I mean, getting started, it mainly was, I realized in 2019 that we were going to so many yard sales to furnish our house, my wife and I, that I kept seeing stuff, especially baseball gear, because I was big into baseball growing up and football. And I was like, these are really good items that are really expensive, but I have no need for like this glove or this bat. But I was like, somebody out there in the world does. And then I found John Cincinnati Picker, his videos, and then I fell into YouTube world where I was just watching everybody and making a few $100 every month, and I was like, man, this is great. I had a guy that was a friend of mine who was already doing eBay for like 7 years, and he was clearing close to 100K a year part time and stuff. I was like, dude, this is insane. I think it was 100K gross. I don't know if it was 100K net, but nonetheless, it's a lot of sales for part time. And then I decided to try YouTube because everyone else was doing YouTube. And then my mom, I remember she said, like, you need to just focus on eBay because it's making you the most money. So just give that a shot. And then eventually I got off YouTube because I wanted to really make it full time. And you got to put a lot of time and focus on it. Pretty much just find the inventory and get it to your house and get it processed and price it right. And then when that happened, there came a time in the summer of 2021, my grandma passed away, and I took some time off from my day job to like help my grandpa, and then all of a sudden I got back to work and it was just a wreck. Like people put mounds of work on my desk, and I was just like, they were real rude. My coworker was like a terrible person. My boss I worked for was fine, but he was kind of cheap, which a lot of people in my town are cheap. And I said, see you later. I said, I got to go. So I tried to put my 2 weeks in, and then I worked 2 days into the 2 weeks notice. And then I said, no. My one coworker gave me a hard time. He made like one little comment. I said, nah, dude. I said, that's it. I said, I'm not going to live my life like, I don't want to use the term slaving away, but like trading my whole life for these people to make like a lot of money. Like my boss is like, he's a millionaire, so it's not like, the money he was paying me, the security of the job. Like if you have enough work ethic, you will be able to make it happen. Because as soon as you get out of that job and that safety net is clipped and you're like on your own, you feel a little bit more free. But then you also feel the fear of like, oh snap, like I need to make rent, I need to pay this house bill, I need like this food or whatever. So you will make it happen if you have that. If you don't, it might cripple you, and then maybe you'll have to like grow back stronger if you don't make it. But um, I don't know if you guys care about hearing about that kind of stuff, but if you've ever worked in a restaurant and you've waited tables, you know what I'm talking about. Like, and if you have that skill, then you can always wait tables to make some money, right? You don't have to turn to OnlyFans. You can wait tables and make $50 a night and do that until you figure out what you need to do to make more money. So that is that's for you, Karen Haley. Since you're new, you got the whole spiel. All right, I'm gonna pack another item because I gotta like recover from that. Okay, this one's called KJOS. It's KJUS, KJOS, and I think it's like I want to say Nordic or German or something like that. This is a long sleeve quarter zip, men's medium in blue. It had like this company embroidery on the sleeve. And the thing about it is like company embroideries kind of stink. The company's pretty much stamping their name on somebody else's shirt. And a lot of people that want that brand to see if they like it, because a lot of people I think buy stuff like that as like a trial run to see if they want to spend the whatever that costs retail. And you can't get the most money you would get if it was plain. So this one went for 15 plus $8.99 shipping, but I've sold this brand a few times in the past, and it always sells fast. It's KJUS, KJOS, KJUS, KJOS, KJUS. I don't know. BK said Yukon, bro. Whatever that is. L Town. Yeah, okay. Have you considered selling on Whatnot? No, Pack and Rip Hub, but I did watch the Trash to Cash podcast. I'll go ahead and plug them into the 49 viewers out there. Trash to Cash is Dave, the NC picker, who now lives in Florida, American Arbitrage Carry, and then the Commonwealth picker guy. I forgot his name. They interviewed a person that's doing Whatnot from the Goodwill bins in Houston. And the way he's doing it is he's showing the item, and then if somebody buys it, then they buy it once the item's bought on Whatnot from the bins. And then he has his wife picking for him while he's doing the live show in the Houston bins. If I were to do Whatnot, that's how I would want to do it, but I don't have a bins that close to me. And then I don't get my items cheap enough to sell on Whatnot. I think you would have to get items for like $1 or less to sell them, because you're probably getting like average sale price of like $5. in my opinion, like the Ralph Lauren's, and it's going to probably other resellers. Like maybe I should source on Whatnot, but I have not thought about selling. However, I think my social media following is enough to get in. And then also I have some connections with people who are sellers on there. And I think they can refer you and you can kind of like fast track to get like in there. So it is an option, but you're not going to see me on there. I do like live shows. Now, there is something that you guys might be interested in. I don't know if I should tell you though. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's live selling is like, it's interesting, you know, it's an interesting thing because a lot of it is like people are just paying for the experience of it too. And, you know, that last one, I don't really remember. Was that the K-Joss one? I guess that took a while. This is an RLX Ralph Lauren. This is the short sleeve polo. It's black. It's a golf polo. Ralph Lauren, the RLX is like their performance type line, I think. And, well, they also have Ralph Lauren Performance, but RLX is like the same kind of style, that performance style. It went for $13.99 plus $8.99 shipping. I priced most of these at $19.99, but when I send my 30% offer, it ends up being $13.99. But I convert so much whenever I send 30% off. That's really like the sweet spot for offers. But I mean, they're priced competitive as is. Like that shirt could go for 30, but I'm okay taking like what, 29 plus 14. 23. I'm okay taking 23, even though it could go for 40. And I keep forgetting the weight. It's 8 ounces. So, yeah. So I just talked about Whatnot. Oh, Jerry said, Sean, keep doing the shipping clothes videos. I like them too. I mean, shopping videos. Okay, so the sourcing video, yeah. I do think I need to incorporate. This is my plan. You guys are my loyal followers at 48 on a Sunday. I'm going to do the live on the weekend, and it's going to be on Sundays most of the time until football season starts. Go Chicago Bears. It's going to be on Saturday during football season. And then I always want to have this live interaction because I think it's very, very important for the community and for you guys to get direct questions rather than me trying to type on Instagram when I'm holding like my son or something like that. It's much easier to talk to this camera and you guys listen. I'm also going to do a edited what sold video once a week, and it's going to be of items that are like $25 plus pretty much, because I do think those videos actually get the most views for me. And I do need to make money on YouTube to keep doing it. I can't like not do it. But hopefully YouTube makes enough money to pay my employee like some of the way. So that would be pretty dope. Another thing is, like you just said, the sourcing video. So the thing about the sourcing video is when I video for sourcing, I lose about one store that day. Because all in all, it takes close to an hour to do all the videos at each of the stores. And losing a store means losing the potential of like 10 items all the way up to like 40 items. So that's, you know, if you do $7 profit, that's $70 up to 7 times 4, $280 profit on like missing one store. So it's kind of tricky to do, but I think that is a way I can do it consistently. If like every day when I go out, I'm like, okay, today video on sourcing today. And the way I'm going to do the what sold is like every day, like tomorrow, whenever I pick my items, if there's a good item, I'll flip the camera on. So it'll be like a compilation of the weeks. It'll be like the best solds of the week, what sold video type thing. So you'll just see the gooder items. You'll see the gooder items, and yeah, and then you'll have the sourcing or the live, or maybe like a creative tutorial. Like if you guys have enough questions about something and you want a tutorial, go ahead and just like comment it, just spam it a couple times in the comments of different videos and be like, hey, go ahead and do this. That's how I get the ideas to do the tutorials, because I don't really remember some of the things that I had a lot of issues with because, yeah, I've just been doing it a while. So I don't think about that kind of stuff as much as you guys might, like talking about like, you know, the poly bags or stuff like that. So that's the plan. So yeah, don't worry, Jerry. I'm going to definitely get those going. I think they're fun to make, the sourcing videos. But yeah, it's just the, you know, it's work, you know, it's just one of those things. It'd be cool to make the sourcing video while I'm waiting in line to check out. So maybe like while I'm in the checkout line, I'll just be talking and everyone around me will just be like, what the heck is this dude doing? But at least I can like get through the line and like not have to be, killing time just talking about the items. Although it's like kind of hard to talk to a camera like that in front of a lot of people because they just kind of look at you funny. This one is a Faherty or Faherty. It's Faherty. Really good brand. This was just a plain white button up and it was a size small. I had it listed for like that $19.99 plus shipping, and I kept getting offers around like 10, 11, $12 plus shipping, so like $20 all in. And I ended up just caving and accepting one because I figured like if you get more than one or two offers from different people about the same price, it's most likely the market price for the item. You probably have it priced a little high. So I went ahead and just did that. I love the monsters, man. Today's a really beautiful day. We're gonna go walk whenever my wife. I don't know if you hear my son crying in the background, but he's crying a little bit. It's more like a attention cry. The she's going to her grandpa's, and then when they come back, we're gonna go on a walk. So that'll be pretty fun. Chris Turner says, "Have you heard about the USPS carriers taking a pay cut? We need to watch this closely." Do we need to watch it closely though? Are you gonna have a say in paying them more? The thing about big things like that is there's nothing you can do to change that. Um, I got into some big arguments on YouTube comments on my old videos whenever the pandemic was happening because one of my postal workers said that they had a bunch of postal workers die from COVID, and that actually like really hurt the workforce. And then somebody was commenting saying, "Well, people retire all the time from the post office." And I said, "Yeah, I get that people retire and leave, but imagine if you had a business of 10 people and like two of them just disappeared. Like you would lose production and like things would slow down. That's why a lot of problems happened. But as far as like the pay cut happening with USPS, it doesn't like there's not much you can do. I mean, that's like a governmental like I mean, that's if they wanted to go to like $9, $10 for first class, like they're gonna do it, and you'll have to either use another service or something. But I wouldn't worry too much about that, Chris. I think you just find other ways to like make the money because it's like, yeah, there's just not much you can do, man. Something like that big, it stinks, and it stinks they're gonna pay cut because they work all the time. Like they work on Saturdays and Sundays now too. I remember when I first heard about that, and I thought it was crazy. I'm working so hard on my eBay store for that reason. People have really changed and hard to find a place with good coworkers. Yeah, I don't know. The workforce, I mean, the one thing I liked about going into the 9 to 5 is talking football with like some of the guys there and things like that. Like I don't get a lot of that anymore. I work by myself and I try to talk to like try to talk to you guys as much as I can. And I have friends, that resell, but they're real busy too. Like it's hard to get a hold of somebody. But yeah, it's definitely different. The person I'm hiring will be like a good ally, and she's around my age because I didn't want to hire somebody too young or too old. They had to be just right. So, like the three little pigs. Okay, this is a FootJoy. Now, FootJoy, the golf type polo stuff. This is the time to pick them up. They're really selling for me. This one had the Texas Rangers golf club embroidery on the front. I don't know what that really means, but if it has the embroidery, I've said it before, if it's golf related, you have a better chance of selling it. This one sold for $14 plus $8.99 shipping. And what's cool about like polos like that have the embroidery, the thrift stores that individually price will price them lower because they don't really see them as like that valuable because of the embroidery. And they know because some of them do sit. So you can kind of capitalize on that when you're in the thrift. And one thing I just thought was I've never tried to like negotiate at the register with them, but you could probably be like, "Hey, all these have embroideries on it. Do you think we could work a deal on it?" And they might because they don't want to see them in their store. That's one thing that I'm kind of like understanding now. Running this business is like people who run brick and mortars. It's just like a different version of the business. So like if you can do anything to help them, maybe they'll do something to help you. Like I've even talked. I know some people have asked for like consults and store reviews, and I haven't like felt like doing that online, like 'cause not taking your money, but like, you know, providing that service. I just haven't had that set up or that desire. But if there's a thrift store out there that wants to learn how to do eBay like I do, and they're willing to give me a discount on items, like that's a relationship I could get down with because I'm really getting good value out of it. Let's see. Karen said, "Thank you for the long rant earlier." Not really a rant, but long story time. You're welcome. Jerry said, "Guys, let's get the thumbs up, the likes up." Thank you, Jerry. He's a loyalist. Appreciate you, Jerry. If I had a ranking system, Jerry would probably be like a lieutenant. Jerry. Mercury 6. Hey, what type of label printer do you use? Pros and cons. All right. Shill time. This is the Rollo printer. I have it linked. I am an Amazon influencer and associate, so I will get a commission if you guys buy it. It's $200. It has never jammed on me. I've sold 17,000 items, and I've probably sold, using like that label printer, probably like 16,000 items. Because as soon as I got into like 8, 10 sales a day, I needed something better than like the big printer, So I got that. Never jams. The only thing about it though is I'll push this out on. Let's see. Okay, so this is just gonna spit one out. Or no, it isn't. So that's like, okay, a little temperamental. So that button there, if you load it up and you don't press it, it won't be calibrated. So what that did is it calibrated, it read how long these are, and it's calibrated now. So that's the only thing that I didn't know how to do whenever I got it. And like I think the paper it ran out. So when I reloaded it, I didn't know how to calibrate it because I didn't read the instructions. I mean, it was so easy. Like you can feed it through the back, but if you like put it in the middle, say you go like this. Let's see. There we go. So yeah, it's got this side button on the top here. But say you just put the paper like, it's got a lot of paper dust. Say you just put the labels in the middle here. Oh shoot. It's got to be kind of straight too. So it pretty much figured it out, but like that's the thing. It figured it out because it like knows. But like if it didn't figure it out, you just hold the button down and it calibrates it. That's all you have to know about it. And it's like a plug and play. I don't even know if there's there might be a driver for it, but it's super easy, man. The setup is like, it's awesome. So yeah, I would suggest $200 is a lot of money. I mean, I've not even spent $200 on YouTube. I bought these product lights for $76, which it's terrible. You're supposed to use 2, but my desk setup's not studio ready, but it will be one day. And $200 for your eBay business, you could look at it as like this. If you spend the money on the Rollo, you can always sell the Rollo for most of that money back. It's a great product. Like people are looking for Rollo. So that's why I think if you buy quality goods, you'll always be able to sell it back. Bye. My wife and son are going to her grandpa's. Got the house to myself. Hope she didn't hear that. Okay. So yeah, if you want to do it, go ahead, click the link. It's in the description. I do get a kickback. It's a pretty sweet deal though. I think it's a great product. Like, I think I've had it a year and 2 years, maybe. I mean, I've had it a while and it's never failed. Never failed. Amy Lake. That's kind of a cool name. Question. Do you offer buyers calculated shipping at seller eBay rates? No, I do not. I do a flat shipping and I usually make money on each item that I ship because it's shipping and handling technically. So like you're storing these items for a year, and they get the nice bag that comes with it. But yeah, no, it's flat rate. Like this one, for example, this is an Ariat. It's Ariat. I'm sorry, Ariat. This is the Ariat trouser. It did have some damage. It's a women's jeans. I paid $5 for it. Sold for $15 plus $8.99 shipping, but the label's only $7.60. So I actually profit $1.39 and, or yeah, whatever, $1.30, whatever it is. You profit it, and nobody. I mean, some people do say that it's high shipping, like especially if it's a T-shirt and it's like a $5 label. But some people think t-shirt labels are like $1 or $2. Like they don't realize it's $5 or $6. So I mean, if you want to do the most for the buyer, you can, but at the same time, would they do the most for you? Probably not. So they go in the priority because it's over a pound. I put the one piece of eBay tape on it to give it some security. Dang, like my back shoulders got like an itch. Got it. Worst says truth with no context, but thank you. I try to speak as honest as possible. Mas Tejada. Mas Tejada. I'm having a hard time photographing dark navy blue colors. It comes out looking grayish. Have you dealt with this before? Do you use the filter in your camera? Yeah. Blue, that's exactly like the hardest thing. And the other problem is with blues and blacks is like whenever the photo comes onto your like to list. No joke, it's hailing outside. It was 65 degrees today or 70 degrees and it's hailing right now. I don't know if I can turn the camera around. Jeez, man. Yeah, it looks like Sonic ice size hail, even a little bit bigger. What's really frustrating right now is I'm getting a carport built in April, and now it's April, and we might have like a tornado hailstorm type situation, and we have 2 brand new cars. Ridiculous, man. It's definitely not strong enough to do any damage, but it's very frustrating. I'm sorry, man. Hailing in April in Texas, man, it's the worst. So Mas Tejada, what I would suggest is I use a gray background. I think white makes it a little bit worse. And I would just go with the normal camera settings and maybe write down that this is a blue item. Yeah, I see the hail. Yeah, she's a little concerned too. Because, I mean, like I said, our cars are like both 2022 cars. Okay, it stopped. See, Texas is crazy when it comes to weather, but it stopped. But yeah, Mas Tejada, I would just go with whatever you're doing. Just maybe write a note like this is blue, this is black. I don't know, man. It's a tough thing. Like when it comes to that, just don't waste any time on it because it's like it's not worth it in the end, right? It's really not worth it in the end. Pack Rip Hub says, I don't see a pay cut for postal workers, but they have a union and they have a contract with USPS, so it could be for new employees. Yeah, I don't know how they do their union type deals. I know they do contracts and stuff, but I'm not really sure how all that works. Jerry and Mercury said thanks. Thriftaholic says, do you ever have an issue with the Rolo where it will not print and then you have to take the plug out of the back and plug it back in? It happens to me a lot with my Rolo. No, never. The only problem I have is whenever it's like international type label, it doesn't format on my computer to 4x1 or whatever this is, 6x4. It doesn't format to it, so I have to actually like print on my wife's printer, and it's a huge headache. Like you can get it to fit there, but it won't be correct, and it's kind of a pain. So that's a bit annoying. But no, I've never had to unplug it. I've never even turned it off, I don't think. Okay, so that's the area. Dang, that was a crazy little hail burst. Yeah, I love that monster, man. Oh no. Mercury 6 says, I've leveled up my store and cutting paper and taping it is over for me. Yeah, I think a lot of us go through that though, you know? Because, I mean, you're not going to spend that much money if you don't even know if you want to do this. But then it's like you got to get the label on somehow. So, yeah, cutting and taping, I know. It's the worst. Honestly, when you do this, after using it once, you'll be like, yeah, that was worth it. Like, have you ever had the robot vacuums in the house? We have a Ragnar the dog. I don't know if you've seen him in the videos, but his hair gets everywhere. My wife paid $150 for the Waze robot vacuum because we have the Waze doorbell, the Waze security cameras, the Waze thermostat. It's actually really convenient to have it all in one. Well, I was like complaining because I was like, this is dumb. Like we haven't even used it. We had it for like 3 or 4 weeks just sitting in the corner on the charger, but not using it because our house had like where she was setting up for the sale and just different things happened. And then when I turned it on, as soon as it ran through the house and filled up, I was like, that's absolutely worth 150 bucks. Like it truly is. Cause it's just I don't like doing that stuff, you know. Why make things harder? That's why people pay for like cleaning services and stuff. Ooh. So there's an item here, and it's one of the ones that I sold in the sale, and I didn't delist it, and it actually sold. It's a pair of Chino Ralph Lauren's. So what I'm gonna do for that item is hopefully I have another pair of Chino Ralph Lauren's the same size in beige. I'll send him that one and not say anything. If I don't have that item, you can either kind of like send him a different item and then he'll say, "Hey, I didn't get the right item." And then you say, "Okay, well, keep that item and I'll give you a refund so that you don't have to cancel the order on eBay." Or you could send him a couple items that might fit him based on his like pant size or short size, just to be like, "Hey, I didn't have the item, but you can keep these and I'll still give you a refund." You can do stuff like that. I don't like canceling at all. And then you can message the buyer and say, "Hey, I don't have your item. Do you want to take a do you want to send an offer on another item so I can give you a deal on that because of the inconvenience?" That's something I do quite often too. And people are usually like, "Yeah, dude, that's great." And then they'll just like send a lower offer on a shirt and I just accept it. But yeah, you definitely don't want to cancel because you can't find the item. That's one of the worst hits you can take. But you want to be like honest about it too. If I found the same type of short, like the same brand, same size, I mean, I would just send them that one. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. But I saw that come up today when I was pulling items, and it hadn't happened in a while. But that's what happens when you start taking items off, and if you're not careful about what you're doing, you can end up taking down an item and then it selling. And that's why I don't cross list as much because that's the worst stomach churning thing to deal with in eBay. Is like losing an item is pretty much the top worst thing. This is just a Ralph Lauren striped shirt. It was a green striped shirt and it went for $6.99 plus shipping. So it hit the sale price. Actually, no, $6.99 means I listed it with a flaw. And that's actually a full price sale with a flaw. So that's actually pretty good. But you don't want to pick up flawed items. Those aren't the best unless it's a really good brand. Let's see. Thriftaholic says, "Is it still a good idea to tape the edges of the Rolo labels, in my opinion?" Are you making a statement or are you asking a question? Because if that's something you like to do, then that's fine. But if it was a question for me, I would say no. I've never had those labels come off. They're really hard to take off when you put them on. You can get them off, but like if you slap it on and then, stick it on, it ain't going nowhere. Jerry says, "Keep kicking the likes." Thank you, Jerry. How many listings do you post a day? This is from C. Now, see, I posted 30 to 35 all of 2022. Now that it's 2023, I have a son, a newborn, and I have not been consistent with my listings. Like yesterday, I think I got 22 up. The day before, I got like 25. Some days I'll push out like 40 or 50. And then other days, I've gone as low as 5 one day because I was just super swamped and had a lot going on, and my wife needed my help. So I'm actually hiring somebody. They're going to start Tuesday. They're going to work 4-hour shifts, probably 3 days a week. And hopefully I can get her to doing like all the way through 40 items would be nice, but it's probably going to be closer to like 25, maybe 30. And if that happens, then that's well worth the money because the profit from those will pay for her wage. And then I could still do some work myself. Like while she's working, I can either do YouTube stuff, and then whenever she goes home, I can work on eBay or go source more because I'm going to need more items. That's the thing. If they get really proficient, then you're going to need more items to sell. So kind of gets a little tough. But yeah, I think 25 a day, if they're like stuff you can move for like $6-7, that's enough to make maybe like 40 grand a year. But if you want to make like 60, 70, 80, you need closer to like 30 to 40. It's not like 25 to 30 is that big of a jump, but like it kind of is though. It kind of is like, but yeah, in order to make past like 80 to 100 grand, in my opinion, you got to be listing like closer to 50 items a day or just picking up really heavy hitter items. But like, I don't think I'll ever net 100 grand on eBay just because it's like you gotta have more storage. Like, I probably wouldn't be able to fit that size business in my garage. I'd probably have to get a storage unit or something, and then you gotta factor in the time it takes to drive there to ship, and then it just starts adding on more and more stuff, and then you gotta source more. So if you don't have a supplier, it's gonna be hard to meet that quota for that much money coming in. Because eBay is just input and output. That's all it really is. So this is a vintage Harley Davidson 1990s. It says Austin, Texas. Now I had a big haul where I got a bunch of these shirts for $2 because somebody passed away and the apartment manager talked to my friend, and then I was able to go there and pick items. It was a sweet place. This guy was super cool. He was like a hippie motorcycle. He was in the military back in the day. He passed away, and then for a year his stuff just sat there, and then she needed to get rid of a bunch of it. So I think we were the third people in, me and my friend, and he bought a bunch of like rock and metal and like that type of media. He had just posters all over the walls. He had a bunch of paraphernalia. He had a bunch of cool, like crazy stuff, and I got all his Harley Davidson shirts. They're all vintage, but all the sleeves were cut off. So you have to put chopped. You don't have to put, but chopped is what they're called when the sleeves are off. Some of them were 3D emblem. I actually have a couple listed right now. I put them high at like $2.99 or something, $1.99. Just trying to see who will, try to get that buyer that really wants them. This one sold for $19 plus $8.99 shipping. I've been putting a lot of them at $29.99, and some sold for the full amount, and then some I've been taking like, 15, $20 for plus shipping. This is a really cool one though. If you guys look at a couple of my a couple of my YouTube videos with like kind of weird looking thumbnails with like yellow backgrounds or stuff, is when I was showing off the Harley stuff. And that's actually right before I got a little bit better at YouTube, and then a bunch of people started jumping on board with the videos. Jackson Lewis. What type of gray background material do you use for photos? It's kind of like a really thin rug. I got it from Hobby Lobby. I don't have it linked or anything because I honestly don't really know what it's called. I just went into the store, and what I did was I got my camera out, and I would kind of try to put like close up to it. I maybe even had something in my hand and kind of put it up to it, and whatever looked the best on my camera is what I went with. So I spent too much time setting up my photo setup, but it's made me a lot of money, so I guess it was worth it. PK Zinc says, my wife wants your opinion. What would you do if a buyer's claiming the item they received is fake after almost 90 days? 380 Nuatag Arc'teryx claims the zipper pulls out right away. Shake my head. If it's after 90 days and they can't return it, you're pretty much in the clear. You're probably going to get like a negative feedback, which would stink. I would just call eBay and tell them. I would block the person. My block buyer list is like 100 people deep. So anytime I get any shenanigans, I actually have the tab bookmarked on my browser, and I just pull it up, and I'm like, usually I type the name, and you got to put like a comma to like save it, and then it goes in alphabetical order in the little list of block buyers, and I just say welcome to the club, and I just press save and just lock them in. So yeah, that sucks, man. Some people just the other people, some of them are the resellers. Some people are like trying to like scam sellers and resell stuff, and it's just a bunch of craziness. That's why like when you sell anything high dollar on eBay, or probably anywhere, you run into more of that type of stuff. So that's a pretty crazy sale though. This one's a Buckle BKA short sleeve athletic fit plaid shirt, sold for $9.09 plus shipping. That means I had it listed at $15.99 and sent out an offer, and it came down to $9.09. I sell a lot of stuff at that range. These BKE shirts, some people price them like thrift stores at like $9, but if you can get them for like $4 or less, I think that's a fine sale. All right, I definitely need to hit the weights. I think I'm gonna do that right after this. I think I'm gonna go lift some weights. I was running like 2.5 or 2 to 3 miles in the morning, and I think it was Friday morning. I was just, I guess, too dehydrated, but I started my run, and within the first quarter mile, my right calf like just locked up, and I couldn't run. I had to walk back home like a loser. I had to walk back home, kind of like my leg just hurt, and it sucked, man. So I was like, All right, I'm gonna take some time off from running until Monday, which is tomorrow. I'll run again on Monday, but I definitely want to do either the row machine or like just some bench press or something, or you know, not squats, but like some upper body stuff. This is the Under Armour thermal. It's a purple. So if you see Under Armour in purple, that color actually seems to do really well for me. Purples, greens, not really the yellows so much, but kind of think of the high school teams that are using these colors. Um, those are the ones that are most likely buying the Under Armour stuff. Is dad's buying it for their kids that are playing, football, baseball. And I say that because I wore a lot of that stuff in high school, and I don't see a lot of grown men wearing the tight Under Armour because usually they're too heavy. Thriftaholic, that is strange. I have no issues with international labels. Yeah, I probably have something messed up on mine. So yeah, I need to fix that. They happen so few. Like I don't get a lot of international sales. It's kind of odd with how much I sell, but um, it just doesn't come up very often. It's like maybe one every month and a half. That was the purple one. Yeah, this is a CCM. CCM is a hockey brand or like skate brand. I think it's hockey. It's a New York Rangers like cotton type jersey. Now, when it comes to hockey jerseys, really jerseys in general, you have like your tier list of jerseys. You have like your low stuff from Walmart or whatever, but then you have like your higher end, like really good stitched, just good quality stuff. So this one, I mean, it's New York Rangers, had Mike McDonald on the back. And I've heard the name McDonald in hockey before, but it wasn't like a lot of money, but it was a pretty good seller. Like I had a good sell through rate. So I ended up taking an offer of $15 plus $8.99 shipping. And yeah, I mean, it sold within 2 months for sure. I remember picking up pretty recently. Jack said, "Don't fire her in a week. Maybe she'll learn how to do it." Laugh out loud. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like dating though, Jack, when you're hiring somebody. I mean, you kind of know right away. And it's like I thought I knew in the interview when I interviewed the first person, but yeah, when it comes down to it is once you're working side by side, you're going to know right away. And it's hard to it's hard because I'm pretty nice and positive, but you kind of have to separate some of that stuff and just look at like the productivity. And she worked 2 weeks for the record, like almost 2 weeks, week and a half. But yeah, I had to let that other lady go. It wouldn't have worked anyway because when my son came along, I had like zero sleep and was very, very irritable. It wouldn't have worked out. So I'm glad that I parted ways with her. But now my son's sleeping like a little bit longer, and my wife and I are figuring out how to take care of him and still get our jobs done. So Thriftaholic said, I sold a Sims fishing shirt to someone in Taiwan. I mailed it early March and it says he will get it in May. Oh, man. Yikes, dude. That's a long time to wait for a fishing shirt. But hey, they fish all year round, though, right? It's not like he's gonna be missing it too bad. This is Roundtree in York. Now, Roundtree in York, I suggest getting the XL, like the big and tall sizes. This one, now I don't pay more than like $2 on these because even though the big and tall sizes do well, this type of offer came in. It was 5 plus $8.99 shipping, spending like $1 to $2. It's not a lot of money, but I'm not trying to sit on those for the most money because I don't believe in the brand being that good. So I'm willing to accept this and just take it as like, you know, 50% of the time this shirt's going to sell for 20, and then the other 50% it's going to sell for 13. I'm okay just passing it by because I'm all about just turning the items quickly. Like I'll take any profit on them for the most part, especially if it's a common item like this. But yeah, I was so my wife was going through some of my old notebooks. I used to keep composition books, and I would write like daily expenditures, like because I didn't use Excel or anything. I just handwrite it, and I wrote like my workouts and stuff. And I was looking at some of the workouts and like some of the numbers I used to hit, and I thought about it, and I was like, dude, I'm so far away from some of that stuff. Some was from 2018 and then like 2014, and I was like, dude, this is terrible. So I'm gonna copy those workouts that I used to do and just do less weight and see if I can creep back up because I don't know who it was. One of you guys commented saying I was like getting small or looking small, and I needed to do more in my yard sale video. And I think it's because I was joking about Ragnar being stronger than me, which he probably is nearly as strong as me. So I'm gonna try to up it. So like the next time you see me, I'll probably be like just a lot. I'll probably just be like this, like grabbing items and stuff, and be like, hey. But I don't know. I'm gonna try hard though. Like something about like my brother coming in town, he's probably like a little bit better shape than me, and that's a problem. Bass and Coffee said, "Sup, bro? What's up, man? How's it going?" Jets 808. You ever find Relwyn? Just found some jogger pants. Relwyn. No, never heard of it. Never heard of it. It's crazy how some brands some people hear about and some just never even see. That's one of them for me. Sounds expensive. Sounds fancy. If I can barely pronounce the name, it's probably a high-end brand. This is the Ariat Tech. Ariat Tech is like a performance polo line for Ariat. They don't sell for that much money. This one sold for $11 plus $8.99 shipping, so like right at $20. I'll still pick them up. They're not like the fastest movers, but people do buy them. I mean, this one actually sold relatively quickly. It's just people want that Ariat logo on their shirt, especially if they're in the construction fields and stuff. It's good stuff. All right, print this out. Bam. All right, let's see. And we got a couple more sales come in, but one of them I'll put in my video that I make, but it's a Lacoste shirt. Lacoste polo sold for like $30-something. That was pretty sweet. This one is Southern Tide. I've talked about Southern Tide, Southern Marsh. I think there's even Southern Plains, but I don't think that one's that good. Southern Tide chino shorts. This went for, let me see if I got the weight right. Yeah. This one went for $15 plus $8.99 shipping. So I'm really happy about that sale. I don't come across Southern Tide shorts very often. I find their button-ups pretty good. Oh, Bass and Coffee's talking about the Relwyn rain pants sold for over 100, and then Jet says their pants retail for 200. So yeah, it seems like a pretty awesome brand. I wonder where they're if they have any like physical locations or like what types of stores they sell them in. Because I mean, my town just lost the Dillards in the mall, so yeah, we're not getting $200 pants in my town, at least for retail. Huckberry. Okay. All right, we're at an hour 12. I didn't have many items today because I haven't been doing any work, but I'm going to start doing some more work so I can make some more money. And I'm going to do some more videos, edited videos, so you guys can enjoy. Make sure to watch the garage sale video. Show me some love, man. I put a lot of work into it. I think it's a good video. And I think you're going to laugh if you watch it. If you did already watch it, thank you. Appreciate you guys coming in today, hanging out with me on a Sunday. I'll see you next time.